How do you look after your pigs?
Well, the pig system here at FAI is a classic FAI project, and what we've tried to do here is develop a truly sustainable system where we don't get tail biting in our pigs. That's a classic problem that we see in conventional pig production. What we understand now from the science is that the pig needs to use its snout for 60% of its waking hours. It needs to root around in some sort of material. So what we do is we provide the pigs with some material as well as feeding them a forage-based diet. So they get the same grass silage that we feed our cattle. And what we found actually is that diet, which is much more in tune with the pig's gut, how it's evolved. After all, they evolved as wild animals to eat on a forage-based diet, moves much slower through their digestive system, and they're able to get much more out of it. We've sort of forgotten that in our modern agriculture and think we need to feed our pigs on soya and on grains and on maize. Actually, what we found through this trial, which is a trial we've been doing with other partners right the way across Europe, is that we're able to get the same sort of growth rates in our pigs, even though half their diet is bulky grass. And by providing them with that bulky forage diet, they literally spend half their day rootling around, and then they just crash out and go to sleep. And we're able actually now to get the same growth rates as we would on a conventional system, but without using any soya in the diet. We don't really know why that is. We think it's to do with the health of the gut, but certainly we've got evidence that there's much less sort of gut ulceration type problems. So a lower cost diet makes me more money as a farmer, economic return, environmental return because I'm able to use grass off our wet meadows rather than using ground that I can crop for their feedstock. And from an ethical point of view, we've got animals where we don't get any aggressive tail biting, and they have much better gut health. It's a classic 3E sustainable system. What we've actually got to do now here at FAI is get this in as a standard production system within the food chain. So that's our next challenge, really, to extend it out into commercial
How popular
enterprise.
is it now?
But very few people are doing it. Lots of people are starting to talk about it, and through the work that we do with knowledge transfer and talking about these things, a lot of people are getting interested. The farmers are getting interested because actually you can make some money. And once you tick that box, that really starts to make people think. Really what we're looking at in the system is the behaviour of the animals, and actually all the animals, it doesn't matter whether they're pigs or chickens or cattle or sheep, their behaviour will show you when something is wrong. And typically when animals become stressed, they show aggressive behaviour. In the case of pigs, it's tail biting. In the case of chickens, it's feather pecking. And really, if you've got the system right and it meets the animal's natural requirements, what it needs from a behavioural point of view, it won't be in that aggressive, stressed state. And from a production point of view, an animal that is less stressed is more likely to be more productive, is more likely to convert food better, and certainly we're going to have to put in less time and effort and veterinary care. So when we look at those things in the context of the whole sustainability of the system, it's absolutely critical that we manage our animals in systems which meets their natural requirements. These are pretty chilled out, relaxed pigs. You know, in a conventional system you'd hear lots of vocalization going on, and actually to me this is a good sign. And when we watch and look at their behavioral patterns, we know when we're getting it right.